Hello, this is Carolyn, Queen of the Crapper. Yeah, I kicked back like a queen on my throne again. Um, I just woke up and I don't really even know if I'm going to use this video. Only I have promised to try to do one every day, even a small one, short one, which they all are, right? Um, is it normal to dream of someone from your life years ago? Again, they're not on your mind. You're not thinking of them. You don't know what even triggers it. But they're happy and they're young, maybe like kind of like how you remembered them, but they're different. They're just vibrant, upbeat. And then once you wake up, because they're fresh on your mind, you look them up and find their obituary. Um, is that normal in anybody's world? Uh, well, actually, I kind of did a video about this before because I dreamt again about the same guy. It was a guy that I dated briefly, but I don't even know if I want to call it dating. Mainly, I was defending him. That was what I was doing because this guy had such a drug habit. He was so into the white powder thing. I'm sorry, YouTube, if I'm going to tell the story, I don't know how to quite alleviate that part. But anyway, he was extremely loud and fast-paced, and everybody said he looked like Hank Williams Jr., and he adopted that personality. But the dream seemed very, very real. I mean, he told me he was sorry. He did not indicate for what. And of course, at the time when I had the original dream, it was just kind of like we were hanging out at it seemed like Santa Caligon or some festival or something. Only we didn't really interact with anybody else. And I just noted that it was good to see him after all these years, and I was happy to see that he was so healthy. I didn't know that the next day when I looked it up on the internet, he had gone to the great beyond. But is this normal? Does anybody else do this? This is a repeated pattern in my life, and although I am sure it's to give me some kind of reassurance, and in a way it did, because this person was accused of some very serious crimes, and yes, I always defended him, and I pretty much always had to, because nowhere else we went, he kind of insulted a lot of people and made kind of a scene. But yeah, like those bad boys for some reason. Or in this case, I always felt in my heart that maybe he was guilty of what they said he did, but yet I could still see some good in him as a human being. But anyway, the dreams sort of just hang on to me all through the day. I don't like having the dreams, the repetitious ones, and sometimes I wish I could remember more detail of them. I'm supposed to get some message out of it. But this is kind of significant. I swear I didn't remember his musical taste. I always focused in on the Hank Jr. thing, but that was only a character that he acted like. He liked the most silly, almost bubblegum type music for a guy that you thought would be a complete, rowdy bad boy. In the dream, and I think I might have gone over this in another video, he put on silly love songs on this sort of invisible jukebox. Paul McCartney, I mean, it's not what you think a rowdy person would be listening to. I don't know, it's a transformation. I know it's gotta all be in my imagination, right? Because if you decide that you're gonna be a Christian, you can't like walk the thin line there with all this. Is this considered a dark interest for a person who now sort of wants to be a Christian? Well, not just sort of. This is something I thought that I was my entire life. But the thing is, many people have told me that there is such a strong witchy pagan vibe with me that I can't ignore it. And I honestly used to do the readings, and people said I was very good, kind of a natural at that. I don't know. Can you be in both? Can you do both? Because I don't want to offend God. I honestly don't. But sometimes I think even having these dreams that I feel I have no control over are kind of on the witchy side. Um, but I wonder, does anybody else do that? Um, and if you do, what is that called? Is it some sort of weird clairvoyance? Um, it's happened, especially once I noticed with a girl that bullied me really bad, and all through junior high mainly, lesser in high school. But it's like her name come to my head one day, just waking up. That's always what it is. And I have no ill will towards her. I mean, I actually kind of always thought, you know, I sort of just always kind of liked her and thought, okay, I don't know, there's something more going on. But her name was just in my mind. I looked it up, and she had died a few days before. Where did this come from? I'm not making it up. I promise you I'm not. And I don't exactly like it because it makes me remember things I don't want to remember. I don't want to remember all that bullying stuff. I hadn't really forgotten it. In fact, after that, I kind of wrote her a flaming note there on her memories page, you know, saying I hope you found peace and quiet, because you definitely didn't make any in my life for many, many years. And then I said, but I totally understand, because I'm sure you had your reasons. Is this like a personal journey for me that I have to keep having these dreams? Because I don't really like it. I'm not very peaceful. And I can't say I don't like it, because if it is giving me some sort of enlightenment, I just wondered that if you have these dreams, please contact me. Because I would really like somebody else to tell me what is going on and why I need to do this. Not about a few years ago, right after my landlord passed, and I know the last few times that I saw him, he was super, super depressed. And then I had a dream of him that he was river dancing and laughing, and looked him up, and sure enough, it was the same thing. He had just passed away. Is it giving me some reassurance that there is a better place? If it is, yes, I probably asked for that. I probably did pray and ask for that, because there's so many doubters in this world, so many people who have no religious faith. They feel like this whole world is all there is. And if this is all there is, this is very pathetic. And look at the way we all fight with each other over petty crap that we should have the maturity to I don't want to say the word evolve beyond, but I will say it. I mean, many of these problems that we discuss over and over again are something really we should have had resolved, because I'm beginning to think there's not much but just talk on this planet. Is this the purgatory place that we're in? Okay, this is darn heavy for 2 a.m., isn't it? Okay, I don't normally wake up in this kind of mood. Well, all right, I do more than I want to admit. But people who have dreams that they can't explain, I would love to hear from you. Please, I hope that I'm not alone in this weirdness, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was, you know? Some people just have that freak thing going on, but thank you for stopping in.